Yeah, I like the way they had, you know, everything set up, but I think it goes right back to the point where DC Comics was in it to promote themselves, whereas Marvel was sort of promoting the Iron Man movie, and I think they had a perfect opportunity to highlight the comics they had. Like, you know, there's a huge thing, Dark Reign's going on, where the bad guys are kind of in control of the Marvel universe right now. They could have had like shirts that said like "I'm with Norman" or you know something that had.
Which side are you on post Civil War?
Yeah, like just something like, you know, I support, you know, Wolverine, or you know, they could have done something, but it was, you know, just they had the Iron Man armor set up. They had people, you know, handing out Stark Industries business cards for the movie. Everything was about the movie. They had signings, but it was just like. They didn't have really anything to do with it. It was like, oh, there's a, you know, those, what are those kids ones called? The Marvel Adventures? Or the
Superhero Squad?
Yeah, they're like a Superhero Squad signing, and I'm like, okay, well, what does that do to the comics?
Well,
it was an extension of the Paramount booth. Let's just say that.
And you know, and let's not lose sight of the fact that Comic-Con is allegedly a comic book convention,
which apparently DC remembered.
It's gotten really far away from that, but it did start and is still supposedly a comic book convention.
They were giving out Green Lantern comic books, posters, cards, telling you like, here's all the comics you need to buy if you want to get into Blackest Night, like a checklist. They give out rings, pins.
I have to say, one morning I did go by the Marvel booth and I got tons of free comics that for basically for every big name, you know, title they had some free comics out there. So there was,
but it was kind of just thrown on a table though, right?
Yeah, it was just on the table. It was Avengers and Hulk and Spider-Man. So, you know, I picked up a bunch of those, and then they had some cool posters another day that were promoting the comic book characters. But you're right. DC had a more focused strategy because they not only are they promoting the Green Lantern movie, like you say, they've got Blackest Night going on, so they've got a lot, you know, to do. Here's my thing: Marvel, they just launched. They're only like 2 issues, maybe 3. I think they're only 2 issues into Captain America Reborn.
Yeah.
How come they couldn't jump on that? This would have been the perfect place for them to promote that.
Could have given out shields or something, you know?
Right. You know, which Captain America do you want? Steve Rogers or Bucky? Something. But,
so going into worsts, I think we can all agree that the crowds and sort of the lines we talked about the last part.
I mean, and to a certain degree, there's really nothing you can do about that, because whether they cut the attendance or, you know, figure something else out, there's always going to be a ton of people at Comic-Con. It just, this year, it just bordered on the point where it made it almost unenjoyable. And of course, you know, at times the heat didn't help, and those are things they can't really control. Yeah.
I had this wacky idea that, because they don't clear the rooms, you know, like let people line up, if you get there at like 6 o'clock in the morning, line up for like 2 hours, 3 hours, get into the first panel, but you want to see like the 8th panel of the day.
Yeah.
Some people just stand in there, and that's a good, you know, majority, especially in Hall H.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get into like a 12 o'clock one, you would have to get in line with everyone else in the morning.
Because, by the way, like I said, I went in Hall H around 12:30. I got in line at like 11:30, but I got in. I was in line for like an hour, and I got in at 12:30. And my main thing there was stuff I wanted to see, I was sort of interested in, but I really wanted to see Iron Man 2, that was at 4 o'clock, and Kevin Smith, that came on around 5:30. I had to go in at 12:30 to make sure I had a seat for both of those things. And Iron Man 2, Hall H seats about 6,000 people, and Iron Man 2 was completely full.
Yeah, they said there was tons of people outside that couldn't get in. Press couldn't get in, like they wouldn't let Wired magazine in to see Iron Man 2.
Yeah, so
that's a problem.
I had to camp out for about 4 hours to see it. It was worth it.
Yeah, my wacky idea is just to clear the room after every panel, and you would have to stand in line for the thing you want to see, and that's it.
I don't think that they'll ever do that, because the whole not clearing a rooms thing is like a Comic-Con staple. My idea to counter Tim's was for the panels that they know are going to be popular, and they know which ones are going to be popular. They got, you know, they give out the tickets. So if you know that Joss Whedon has crazy fans and everybody's going to want to see Dollhouse and they're all going to want to see his panel right after it, then, and you know Ballroom 20 seats 4,200 people, you give out 4,200 tickets to see Dollhouse. And if you don't have a ticket, you can't get in to see Dollhouse. You give out 6,000 tickets to see Iron Man. If you don't have a ticket, you can't get in. It's tough, but I mean, that would be my solution to that, just so you don't have to do you don't have to start clearing the room. Because I think if they started clearing the room between things, that would cause even more of a problem, honestly.
Well, they gotta do something. So
just a couple more things, little things we picked up. You heard they were silently taking people into rooms to see the new Smallville suit, the new suit that he's gonna wear.
That looks horrible, apparently.
It's like black and sort of leather. There's no cape. Maybe a coat, maybe not a coat.
Yeah, but it has like the symbol on it.
Yeah,
so.
and that's pretty much only the real important news. You know, I got to hear that Bruce Banner wasn't going to be the Hulk anymore in the Marvel panel, but I blogged about all of that stuff, so.
Yeah, and we had, in our blog we have more, like the Bruce Campbell and guest stars on Psych, and we had a lot of stuff.
Tons of information.
Yeah.
So.
Rumors-wise, I don't think there's any really rumors
nothing
going around.
Really. I happened to be in the Eureka panel when they inadvertently had to tell everybody about the 4th season, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I heard you told me that was clever.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, check out our Comic-Con coverage. It's viewpointscc@ning.com. You can check that out.
We've got pictures up of, like Tim said, the exhibit hall floor, the costumes that we saw, just all of that stuff.
So, lots of stuff. Switching gears now, we're going to talk about Wanna See It's.
Granted, we weren't really focused on the box office last week, but, through the power of the internet.
Yes, so we had G-Force and The Ugly Truth. We're going against Harry Potter. G-Force won.
G-Force made about 31 million and Harry Potter about 29, so it was
But it fell
close.
like 60% from the week before, so...
The thing about Harry Potter that's sort of surprising me is, here's the thing, Transformers 2 right now is the #1 movie of the year, and it's way out in front at like 382 million. I really thought Harry Potter was going to be the movie that was going to take that on, but it's dropping, and it's only at 233. It's nowhere near close, and it's not like it's picking up steam. So, and looking at what's coming up, so it looks like Transformers 2
is going to hold on to that.
Is going to be the #1 movie of the year, because traditionally the Oscar movies, they don't make enough money to contend with the blockbusters.
I think I think it's even maybe even pretty much safe to say that Up and Star Trek, so those 3 will stay where they are.
Yeah, because they're way out in front of what they have, and like
Harry
I said,
Potter might sneak in.
Yeah, there's no big blockbusters coming out the rest of the year.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe's not going to make that much money, but coming this week, today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, today.
We've got Funny People, which is the new Judd Apatow comedy with Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen. I'm sure you've seen the millions of commercials they've been showing. And Aliens in the Attic, which is like, a wacky kids movie.
My niece wants to see it. So.
Here's the thing that surprised me when I was doing the research. Aliens in the Attic is opening on about 100 more screens than Funny People.
Wow.
But based on the marketing, you would never know that, because Funny People has just been inundating my television with commercials.
Wow.
And when I saw that, I was like, really? Aliens in the Attic's on more screens?
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Also, I just wanted to mention Opening Wider are 2 smaller movies that have been getting great reviews. 500 Days of Summer and The Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker right now is like an early Oscar contender.
Yeah.
And those movies...
Probably the leading.
Yeah. And both those movies are opening wider this week. So,
nowhere near us still, but...
Funny People, the reviews have been mixed, and you sort of know what you're getting with
that.
that.
It's got about 70% last time I checked on Rotten Tomatoes.
If you've seen G-Force and Harry Potter, your chances are you're not going to see them again. So maybe you want to check out something a little different.
Yeah, I expect Funny People to take the weekend. I think there's enough adults that, no one wanted to see The Ugly Truth, so I think adults are finally going to go back to the theater. Comic-Con's over, so...
I hear, though, for romantic comedies, that one is done well. Like, it has the basic romantic comedy premise where you know where it's going, you know what's going to happen, but it is done well.
No, we'll see about that. So, so my prediction still stands.